Yeah, the effort was the most pleasing thing by a long way. We still don't think we're playing brilliant footy, but we are playing really tough, committed footy against a side that pride themselves on that. And we spoke during the game about how much we respect the way they go about it. We knew it was going to be a tough contest. But again, almost every week I've stood in front of you guys, I've marvelled a little bit at the strength of character of our players, and it was just another example of it tonight.
You're showing you can win on big grounds, small grounds, hot weather, cold weather, rain, dry. That must be really pleasing.
Yeah, well, that's just the job you've got to get done. The conditions probably suited Sydney to an extent, but we'd like to think they suit us too. We pride ourselves on the contested ball. That was the same before I arrived. I'm assuming it'll be the same after I leave. But it was tough, and if ever there was a game where it could get a bit hard for our players, it was at the SCG in the wet against a really tough, committed one-on-one side. So you're right, it was pleasing from that aspect.
Did you take a while to adjust to the conditions? Did you change up a quarter time? Looked like you might have handballed a bit early, too early?
Well, to be honest, I thought the first 5-10 minutes was really good, and it was a bit strange that when it started raining, we started fiddling around with the ball more. So at quarter time, we tried to address that a little bit and make it just a bit more of a genuine contest. We back our players in a contest. We're not trying to manipulate the game so that we can free up too many spare players. We pride ourselves on being able to win the ball one-on-one.
You obviously watch these guys from afar in the pre-season, but a month into competition, are you starting to get a greater sense of what they can do, and is there improvement even in that?
Well, if we don't improve, we're going to fall a long way behind. We've talked about that all pre-season, and there were some pretty legitimate questions put to this playing group from the outside, and we don't shy away from it. We understand that those things are real. We do have some older players on our list, but young players, old players, it doesn't matter if they come as a committed group. We want to use a few more players on our list this year, but every single young player we've brought in so far has been able to perform up to expectations. And Alan Christensen was a late addition to the side today, but it was a good thing he was, because we thought he was just terrific, and he plays the way we're trying to get every Geelong player to play. Head down, over the footy. Yeah, the conditions suited him, but he really had to get the job done, and we're really proud of him.
How about even as yourself as coach, having this month in the box and seeing them and putting things into play, do you feel, from where you're seeing things are coming together and improving as well?
We think we're improving. We know there's a long way to go. We're aware that every side in a competition it probably feels they've got improvement left in them. We're working on some things. We're seeing them at times. There are little lapses within games that we need to straighten out. But on the whole, we think we're moving in the right direction. We've got a balance that we need to manage with our list. We've played some young players, but we haven't gifted any players games, and that's the part that we're happiest about.
Were you at all concerned with some of the umpiring tonight? That the count was heavily against you very early on.
Yeah, the free kick count doesn't matter. That's kind of irrelevant. We did talk to the players at quarter time and half time in particular that the players that were getting their hands on the ball were being looked after, and that's what we needed to improve more than anything. I think there is a little bit of a trend, especially in wet conditions, of players getting their head over the ball and then falling forward in the tackle. I hope the umpires don't encourage players to continue doing that. But we're, at the end of the day, with umpires, we're fans. And, we show our disappointment that the free kick's paid. It doesn't mean that we disagree with the decision.
Chappie's form is a pretty handy wet weather player, Chappie.
Yeah. And a beautiful kick.
He's just a perfect wet weather player.
Yeah, he's not a bad dry weather player either, I'm starting to work out.
But I reckon he just rises another level even in these conditions.
Yeah, you're right. And we know that Paul Chapman can play as a genuine midfielder, and we will play him that way at times. But tonight he played more forward half because as much as anyone, he looked like the one that was handling the conditions. He's such a beautiful kick, even from outside 50 with a wet ball, and he loves winning the ball in a contest. So I really admire him for that.
Was that's the most pleasing thing for you guys tonight, that the quality of delivery to the forward line was good under pressure from the Swans?
Was it the most pleasing? Up there. Yeah, we thought our delivery at times was a little bit cute. We didn't adapt to the conditions as well as Sydney at times. But we keep pushing to our playing group that if we take the ball forward and it's a genuine contest with relatively even numbers, we're happy to back our guys in, and that was pretty much the case tonight.
You would have taken 4 and zip at the start of the year as a new coach, 2 in the state trips.
Yeah.
Things are tracking pretty well.
Yeah, but I said last week, we're not kidding ourselves. We could easily have been 0 and 2. In a lot of ways, we've been fortunate that the results have gone our way, and there's just so long to go. So, we'll absolutely take it, but we can't stop for a second. We've got to keep pushing on. We've got to keep improving.
How did you rate the Ottens versus Mumford battle? We sort of thought it was fairly even, did you think?
Yeah, that's probably fair. I thought Brad, to the naked eye, I haven't had a look at the vision close up yet, but I thought Brad dominated the hit outs and his body work was first class. But Mumford's ability to get after sort of the second and third contest is really impressive for a big bloke. And he did make Brad work around the ground a fair bit as well. So the guys at Geelong know Shane really well and know that he can cover the ground. So the fact that Brad was able to keep up with him to an extent there was positive.
David Wojcinski, in round 1, his dash on a wet night helped you out a lot against St Kilda. Tonight,
Yeah.
the game kicked a couple of really crucial goals. Talk a bit about his performance tonight. It was really good in the conditions.
Yeah, he missed the last game with a little bit of an Achilles issue, and we thought he looked really, really fresh to start the game and really on. Towards the end, he was cramping a little bit. We got the message that he was cramping just before he ran and kicked a goal from about 70, so we hope he cramps every week. But he's another one of those players that again, we think can play forward, mid and back. We think our versatility is a strength. We're not going to pigeonhole him as a midfielder or a defender, but he does seem to be giving us something on the outside at the moment. And a few people from outside the club have commented that one of the potential weaknesses of our list is that we could be a little one-paced. I think we're starting to show that we've got a few players who have got a bit of toe and can trouble the best of them outside.
Everybody come through okay injury-wise tonight?
As far as I know, yeah, Kelly had a little bit of a knock to his groin, his adductor, so it's a bit tender. We don't expect it to be a problem. That's about it. Nothing that we think will impact on selection for Hawthorn. Is that right? That's right, isn't it? The injury stuff? Yeah, keep going. I just, yeah.